Yes. What's going on, people? Just gonna make sure that you lot can hear me. Just gonna wait for a few more people to jump on the stream. Yes, man, that Miles Sport TV, Wagwan. Just finished the Brazil game still. I wanna lie, Casemiro with a great goal. Can't lie, good goal for them, but they're not really looking like Brazil at the moment. You get me? But still a very good start to their campaign. 2 wins in it, 2 games, 2 wins. I suppose they're not too disappointed about that. But big up everybody that was patiently waiting. To those that are joining in, just waiting for that Brazil game to finish. Ghana, your beloved country. Yeah, man, you done well today. Although I thought you might bottle it. I thought you lot might bottle it. But still, you came through the other side, man. We're going to talk about that. You're watching live from Ghana. Come on, man. Big up yourself. Calvin Dax, big up yourself as well, bruv. Just going to give it a few minutes before we get started. There's not many people in the building. We've got 16 people. Flip, you know. This YouTube algorithm's been harsh on everyone. It's been mad on everyone. Watching from Accra in Ghana. Yes. Big up the Ghanaians in the building. Big up. Just going to wait for a few more people and we're going to get started. Yes, Sinola. Big up yourself, man. We just finished watching that Brazil game. Still. Yeah, man. Big up, my bro. What do you think of Samid from Ghana as a DM and Kudus as an attacker? I want to see more of both of them outside of tournament football. However, I will say that Kudus looks very much like a talent. We've seen him, well, I've seen him a few times play for Ajax. I knew he was good, but this is one of the biggest stages in the world, and he seems to be one of Ghana's most important players, so which is always a good sign for somebody that's so young. TJ, big up yourself, big up Guni, good work being the only sane one on the USA England stream. I was actually fuming, to be honest with you. I was absolutely disgusted. I wanted Gareth Southgate sacked. I still wanted him fired. The whole time I was just like, just get this geezer out of this club. Get him out. Sorry. Not even club, like this international country, fam. Do you know what I mean? Get him out. Get him out. Get him out. Would Eunice be here? Unfortunately, something came up for you. Let me take out his name in the title because something came up for Eunice. Unfortunately, he's not going to be able to make it today, but he's going to jump on tomorrow. So it's just going to be me for now. I'm going to be here for the next 45 minutes. I ain't done a live by myself for such a long time. I was almost not going to do it, but I thought, you know what? I need to start doing some more lives on my one still because I haven't really done much. Yeah, this is a fact. I haven't been too consistent, but I need to jump back on this thing for real. I've been posting on TikTok as well. My link's down there in the description for the TikTok, so make sure you follow that. Ziyech plays ball. I think Chelsea doesn't bring out the best in their attackers. They actually don't. But let's get into it, people. And to those that are just joining, unfortunately, Eunice won't be able to make it. Something last minute came up for him. But you're going to have me for the next however long we're going to be going on for, and we're going to discuss so far this World Cup. Do you know what? Not only just this World Cup, I wanted to discuss some of the African teams as well. You get me? Man's from naturally the African continent. So obviously I'm going to back some of them teams. My country of origin, Tanzania. I was born and raised in London, but my country, Tanzania, will not be featuring, you get me? And I don't think we'll be featuring anytime soon. So when the African teams play, I like to keep an eye on them still. Today, Cameroon versus Serbia. Yeah, that game was mad. Like Cameroon, obviously, That man went at 1-0. It was a good start. But then 45 minutes, like just towards the end of the half, just chaos ensued, man. Just 2 goals in 2 minutes. Pavlovic first, and I believe it was Milinkovic-Savic who scored the second one. And it just looked like a bottle job. It looked like a bottle job. I was thinking, yo, halftime, the gaffers definitely got to say something. They came back out. It was 3-1. But fair play to Cameroon. We've got to give it to Cameroon. Fair play to Cameroon. Them man turned up in it. 3-3. Good result for them at the end of the day, considering where they came back from. Serbia, not an easy team to play against. They've got top quality in there. Obviously, your bait faces, your Mitrovic's, your Milinkovic-Savic's, and so on and so forth. So it was never going to be an easy game for them. So I think for me, before the game, I reckon they would have taken a 3-3. I definitely think they would have taken a 3-3. But Cameroon, out of the African teams, how do you lot feel about them in terms of them being one of the strongest teams? Because there's a bit, there's funny things going on over there. We heard Onana got sent back home because the coaches weren't, something to do with the coaches didn't like his style of goalkeeping or something crazy like that. Yeah, we're going to talk about transfers as well. We're going to talk about World Cup a little bit. Then we're going to get straight into the transfers because I ain't spoken about club football for a while. It's been nice not to, considering how we've been performing. But you get me? Yeah, I'm Tanzanian still. They say Chelsea doctors are looking after Nkunku. That makes me worry. Well, it's a new set of doctors. It's not the same doctors that have always been here at the club. I think Todd Bowley's got his own that takes care of the players. So we have to see. Guni Minerals needs to have a nice little debate with you. Can't wait to see that. Here's the thing, people. Yeah, I'm gonna say this about Johnny. Yeah, Johnny Minerals. I got no problem with him. This is the thing. Is this Johnny tax? Johnny's gonna do Johnny in it. Johnny's gonna speak his mind, and at this point, right? If you don't know Johnny, Johnny just goes for whatever he wants to go for if he disagrees. His style, maybe some people don't agree with it. You get me? For me, as long as you don't get personal, I couldn't care less. It is what it is. I haven't spoken to him, but I said to Johnny, yo, I sent you a DM when he was talking on the live. I said to him, I sent you a DM. I'll jump in your stream. We can talk it out, bruv. I've not got my knickers in a twist. It is what it is. I just know that's what Johnny does, bruv. Some people get scared. Some people take offense to Johnny. You get me? But for me, I just know what Johnny is. And at the end of the day, Johnny loves his club. And that's his way of expressing it. You get me? I might not agree with everything that he says, and he clearly don't agree with everything that I say, or a lot of people say. But Johnny's Johnny, in it. You just got to know how to take Johnny. As long as it's not personal, as long as he's not putting hands on me, it is what it is. So Johnny, he's more than welcome to come here. I've said to Johnny, if you want me on the show, I'm ready to talk, bruv. Yeah, whatever problems that he's got, if he wants to talk it out, I'm here, bruv. I'm never hiding. You get me? Never hiding. Me and Johnny cool. Yeah, I ain't got no problem with him. I heard what he said. I got no issue with Johnny. I got no issue with him. You see, what you got to learn about Guni people is that I'm a very patient person, innit? That I don't take things to heart very quickly. Sometimes you got to look at the person and you got to understand who it is that you're dealing with. Do you know what I mean? And Johnny's just been one. You get me? He's always been on that. And Johnny might even tell you. I don't know if he'll admit it, but Johnny will even tell you before he even jumped on the YouTube. I was telling him, bro, jump on this thing, do it. Yeah. Did you think that I didn't know that there would be a risk that Johnny would turn on me and talk on my opinions? Of course, I knew that. Is what it is, but I just think Johnny's a good voice to have. I can't lie. I don't agree with everything he says, but I think he's a good voice to have. So big up Johnny, man. I wish him the success. Like I said, I'm still open to working with him. You get me? I'm still open to working with him. Ghana look the best. All right, we're going to get back to the World Cup. So no more Johnny talk. I hope people that are inquiring about that situation are satisfied. So just keep an eye. Let's see what he says. Ghana look the best. Ghana look strong. Ghana look strong defensively. They need to get it together a little bit. Don't forget as well, Morocco. Morocco are part of that African crop. They just patterned Belgium. Although right now, yeah, I'm not gonna lie, it's not saying much. It's really not saying much beating Belgium because they are done and dusted. Absolutely dusted. They wasted a golden generation that really should have won at least one major trophy. Absolute shambles. At one point, this Belgium team had a young Courtois, young Toby, young Vertonghen, young De Bruyne, young. Well, they had Vincent Company as well. Who else did they have? Eden Hazard, Lukaku, Dries Mertens, if you want to put him in there. They had an absolute deadly squad that could have beaten anyone on their day, but they bottled it. And we're not sure when they're ever going to have another generation. You get me? We're not sure. We're just going to have to wait and see what happens with them because, boy, it's not looking good, fam. It's not looking good. Cameroon have been performing well, but the results just haven't matched it. They've had this tough start to the World Cup, to be fair. They've not had the easiest start. Their group isn't too easy. Ghana and Morocco have been the two best so far. I don't disagree. Morocco, for me, they look really good. Yeah, Hendrik, I have to agree. They look really good. I can't lie. Morocco do look good. They look like they're geared up for the tournament. Our boy Hakim Ziyech as well. Our man's Hakim Ziyech seems to be putting in performances for them. And several other Chelsea players that have not perhaps been performing to the best of their standards. And I'm talking about Christian Pulisic. He's been putting in all rightish performance. I can't say that he's been, lighting up the world, but does that tell you that there is a systematic problem at Chelsea Football Club? Yeah, that's a question that we're going to get into when we start discussing the transfers, people. They peaked in 2018. Yep, they did. And De Bruyne knows this as well. That's the thing. Kevin De Bruyne knows this as well. Yeah, sorry. I dropped a message to Lewis. Yeah, I dropped a message to Lewis to see what he was doing, but he's just, as we speak, he's just telling me that he's on holiday in Ireland. My man's in Ireland. Big up Lewis, carefree Lewis. You get me? They peaked in 2018. Yeah, they're shot to bits. Even De Bruyne was like, yeah, no chance. We're done. You get me? They're just looking like the Expendables, bruv. Just the last run for it finished, bruv. Yeah, it's a Fast and the Furious 19. No one wants to see it. Just got rest, bruv. Just got to let it go, cuz. You know what I'm saying? Just accept that them man ain't doing nothing. And imagine them man are rated second in the UEFA coefficiency. Second. Shocking. Absolutely shocking. We should be rated higher than them. I can't remember what that was based on, but I remember I was talking with someone and they explained it. Ziyech has been one of the players of the tournament. Yeah, he's been moving mad. Allah's been working overtime with that, brother. You already know this guy's been going mosque 5 times a day and making sure that his thing's proper for this World Cup. He looks on it. He looks like he's got a point to prove. Hakim Ziyech, and fair play to him. Fair play to him. I've got to respect players that step it up like that for their country. You get me as well. No, I wish he would put in them performances for Chelsea, but like I said, systematic problems in it. Systematic problems. Senegal look well patterned. Look patterned as well. Remember, no Mane. Yep, they do. They look. They do look good. They do look good. Our boy Koulibaly just needs to make sure his concentration's on point because I've seen, some of the goals that they've conceded have been down to him. Do you know what I mean? Dropping Mount versus Wales, I would rotate in general, if I'm honest. I'd rotate in general. I wouldn't just drop Mason Mount. I would rest some legs, to tell you the truth. We'll get. Do you know what? We'll get into that as well at some point. We'll definitely get into that. Let me put that in my favorites so we can get into that later. Senegal really miss Mane. I think the Ghana team looks good because they can score. Any team would miss a quality like Mane. Do you know what I mean? Any team would miss a quality player like Sadio Mane. So Senegal are no different. But all things considered, they're still doing all right, and I still think they've got a bit about them to still get out of the group. Do you know what I mean? All Belgium guys look like they don't like each other. Yeah, well, they're cussing each other off the pitch. So imagine on the pitch, it's all mad. I think we Chelsea are the problem. All of our players perform well. What's going on? Again, if you don't fix that midfield, Henrik, the rest of your attack is not going to tick. It's not going to make no sense. Big up all the people that have just joined. I know Eunice was supposed to be joining me, but unfortunately something came up for him last minute. So I'll be doing this live on my ones, people. So make sure you smash that like button, subscribe to the platform if you are new as well. And also Subscribe to the TikTok. It's down there in the description. Just click that link and follow me on TikTok. I'm going to be posting on there since it don't take so long to edit, upload. TikTok's just a quick, easy thing, you get me? So I'm going to be using that as well. VAR went on holidays for Portugal versus Ghana. Well, yeah, Cristiano Ronaldo tax, innit? Yeah, just certain names seem to be getting favoritism. Look, I'll even go to the USA game. Fair play to them. They outplayed us. They definitely outplayed us. But what I will say to you lot is that Christian Pulisic definitely wasn't man of the match. In fact, the name I'm going to mention, I can't believe I'm even saying it. It was Harry Maguire for me, but his name doesn't look like a glamorous one, so they never gave it to him. Belgium's game before Morocco, De Bruyne had an absolute stinker. They gave him man of the match. It's just ridiculous at this point. It's just absolutely ridiculous at this point. Now we're talking Felix, but until we change the way of play, it doesn't matter who we bring. We'll talk about transfers in a minute. Ilahi Avram, what's good, Guni? Riding solo today. Yep, I will be riding solo today, and I'll be riding solo quite a lot more now. Quite a lot more. I'm not gonna lie, I will do. Glad you don't have Eunice. Man has been mad pessimistic in terms of what, England or Chelsea, because I haven't really been the most positive for either. But I'm not trying to be toxic. It's just more out of concern. Do you know what I mean? Tyler Adams, yeah, fair play. Tyler Adams as well. You can definitely put Tyler Adams up there for a shout. He's a quality player, by the way. He absolutely ran us ragged when we played them at Ellen Road. He's a top player, very, very good player. West Ham apparently open to sell, right? Yeah, we're going to talk about Declan. We're definitely going to talk about Declan. Stay, big up yourself. Even Kevin was shocked that he got man. Yeah, he even said it's a popularity contest. Facts. But yeah, people, the World Cup, it's been a decent one so far. It surprised me. It's definitely exceeded a lot of people's expectations. It's a very exciting one. We've seen several upsets, and I love to see that. I'm here for the chaos. I'm here for the BS. I'm here for the shenanigans. I'm here for all of that. You get me? But it's been a very good World Cup so far. I can't lie. I've enjoyed myself, and most people that I've spoken to seem to be enjoying it as well. So long may it continue this way. I hope there's more upsets that happen that don't come at the expense of England, of course. You get me? I'm riding for England, Free Lions, come on England, all of that good stuff. Yeah. But let's get into the Premier League talk. How about we go straight into the Premier League? We're gonna go back into the shadow realm for Chelsea Football Club, because we are having a terrible time in the Premier League. However, that time is coming, and that is the transfer window. January is just around the corner, and lucky for us, we still have this World Cup going on. And each day that passes is a day closer to January, which means a day closer to bringing in the reinforcements that we need to our football club. And we're obviously going to start off with a Mr. Christopher Nkunku. That one is the worst kept. I can't even say my words. That is the worst kept secret in football. Christopher Nkunku, we do know that he sustained a pretty bad knee injury. At first, when they saw it, they didn't think it would be so serious. But on second look, it has kept him out of the World Cup. He's been out for, well, it was going to be out for an estimated 10 weeks or something like that. 10 weeks. So yeah, we're going to have to see what happens there. But what's his name? Fabrizio Romano did tweet earlier. I'm going to read it word for word. In fact, yeah, let me see if I can get up on the screen as well. All right, well, I can't be bothered to do all that. Or can I? Yeah, no, don't be lazy, Guni. Come on, bruv. Let's get this done. Let us get this done. So it's this one. And then, well, hold on. I'm trying to get it up on the screen, people. Don't watch me. I'm doing my old man thing. You get me? All right, so boom. Present, share screen, bam. Chrome tab. Fabrizio Romano. There we have it. Hey, look. Give me a round of applause. I got there in the end. Yeah, I'm gonna pat myself on the back. I got there in the end. Christopher Nkunku, yeah, from the man Fabrizio Romano himself, has tweeted Chelsea are closing in on Christopher Nkunku deal. Medical already done, as reported in September. Agreement in place with Leipzig for more than 60 million euros. Clause / easier payment terms. Long-term deal agreed starting from June 2023. Time to sign contracts. And then here we go. Okay. All right. Yeah, Howard. I know it makes no sense, right? It doesn't make no sense. Yeah, it doesn't make no sense. Massive contradiction, but is where it is. Yeah, we're just plodding our way through this social media thing. Yeah, we're slowly we'll get there. But listen, Christopher Nkunku, man, that's a player that we all know has been scoring goals for fun. He's just having goal involvements in general for fun. He's having absolute time of his life over there in the Bundesliga. It's almost too easy for him. We have been burnt by Bundesliga tax, but I have said several times before, this one to me is going to be a bit of a different deal. Why is that? Because when you look at the player, there's the first thing that you notice with him, right, outside of his pace, is how technically gifted this guy is. And I always say the most important foundational skill in football is how technical you are. Things like your first touch, how it sets you up for play. Get me? Those things are key. Christopher Nkunku's got that down to a T. And why that helps? Premier League, we're going to be facing a lot of low blocks. We're going to be relying on players to be isolating defenders and trying to get past them, something that we haven't seen too much in success in at Chelsea Football Club. So we're going to need to see that from someone. He's definitely got the minerals and the flair to do so. A very exciting signing for me, in my opinion. Do I think he's going to get goals? Do I think he's going to replicate the records he's been setting over there at RB Leipzig? That depends on several other factors around the pitch. And you lot know the position that I'm talking about. You lot know what I'm going to think I'm talking about. I don't think the signings are going to solve so much. Chelsea just need to play exciting football because they have really good players and the World Cup has shown. These players that are playing in these teams are playing in teams that have more balance currently than Chelsea Football Club. What I mean by that is that midfield is sorted. It's patterned. You get me? We do not have that balance in that Chelsea midfield, which is why our attackers are struggling. The transitional football is not good enough. It's not fast enough. Yeah, we let ourselves down when we're playing that ball into the final third. The execution is too sloppy too many times at Chelsea. We need to address that. Where does that all come from? Where should that all be coming from? Shouldn't always be coming from our wing backs. Should be coming from our midfielders as well. Yeah, unfortunately, once that creativity from outside of the wings is gone, the whole game is gone. Nothing's being created. It's just going to be sporadic chances. We need to get that midfield sorted so we can continue to create consistent chances. I'm not saying that we score all of them, but the more chances you create, the higher the probability goes. Look at your teams like Manchester City. Look at your teams like Liverpool when they were playing their supreme football. The transitional football was superb, flawless. Yeah, they're getting the ball from one end to the pitch to the other in a matter of seconds. We do not have that. We need that desperately at Chelsea. And now this is when you're going to start to see your Christopher Nkunku start to thrive. You get me? One or two others start to thrive. He's definitely got the talent. 1000% he's got the talent to do what's needed in the Premier League. We just need to build accordingly. We just need to continue to build accordingly. 100%. Bundesliga players don't do so well. Just Haaland. I think the system won't help him and he will look like Pulisic. Well, this is what I say about Haaland as well. To some, it might be a bit of an outrageous take, but it is what it is. I'm not afraid to rattle the bee's nest a little bit. I think Erling Haaland is a top-class generational talent in front of goal. That is the key. In front of goal, this guy has the minerals. You already know that this guy is going to be banging in goals anytime you ask him. But like 90% of strikers that are around now, he is going to need chances. Those chances must come from somewhere. He's going to need to be fed from somewhere. If we had signed Haaland when we were supposed to sign him, he would not be scoring this freely as he is at Manchester City now. I'll be the first one to tell you this. He might score a little more than what we've seen from other strikers, but the chances or lack of chances, it's going to be hard for him, which is why that's got to get sorted out. That's before anything happens up top. That midfield's got to get sorted. We should forget about Bellingham and get Rice and Enzo Fernandez. Bellingham is simply not worth that price. It's mad. Now, Henrik, I can't lie to you. I do kind of agree with you, bro. 130 million for Bellingham, I can see why, because if we're being honest, that 130 million price tag is also coming with his marketability as well. That's also a massive, it's a massive asset to the player. He's a hugely marketable player. He's very young, England player as well. So there's British tax. So those are the things that you're also paying for. The shirt sales, you already know, they're going to be through the roof. But in terms of talent, he is a good player. For being honest, I'm not going to be disingenuous to Bellingham. I think he's a very good player and he's got the potential to be an excellent player. But that's what it is right now. It's like several young players in our squad were overhyping and putting too much pressure on their shoulders. Let him develop. So far, so good with Bellingham. But I wouldn't mind missing him out if we are to sign quality, as mentioned here. Declan Rice, different role, different position. That's another name that we're obviously going to discuss. But Enzo Fernandez, that guy there, that's the level of quality that I'm talking about, that I would like to see us go for if we're not going for Jude Bellingham. But this is another thing. As talented as Enzo Fernandez is, if he is going to be the only midfielder, if I had to choose either Declan Rice or Enzo Fernandez, hear me carefully. The reason why I go for Declan Rice is because he fits a role that is desperately needed to be fixed at Chelsea, right? Enzo Fernandez for me is a midfielder once you address the number 6 or CDM position. Once you address that, everything else becomes easier in terms of identifying your midfielders. Now you could just put them in position because you've got the quote-unquote facilitator that's going to allow them to shine at the best of their ability, where they don't have to keep coming back and contributing defensively and so on and so forth, right? If you let them do their job, they will thrive. So me, I'm a huge fan of Enzo Fernandez. What a goal that he scored the other day as well for Argentina, considering the pressure as well, because although they were up at that stage, they weren't home safe. You get me? They weren't home safe. At that point, it was 1-0, I believe. So Enzo did score the second to confirm the win. So at the big stage, he does seem to be performing. Benfica fans, they seem to like him a lot. They seem to highly rate him. But I will say this, though, with Enzo Fernandez, I've heard it through the grapevine. No, I'm joking. I'm joking. It was someone on Twitter, I can't remember who it was, has come out and said that, Chelsea are interested, but Enzo Fernandez's agent has already been speaking with Manchester City, which basically, what that means. And to me, makes perfect sense. You've got several aging midfielders at Manchester City. Gundogan, De Bruyne. So they're definitely going to need to have a bit of a shuffle up in that midfield. And Enzo Fernandez, the quality that he is, naturally Manchester City are going to be interested in them kind of players. So now I've got to agree. 2 DM first as good. Yeah, 100%. Not just 1, 2. We're going to need 2. Because the problem of having 1 is that we run that 1 into the ground, and then we find ourselves in an N'Golo Kante situation, a Mateo Kovacic situation, where these guys are consistently carrying injuries. They're not being allowed to rest, and it just shortens their career. And we find ourselves in situations where, we're in big trouble. So that's an area that we cannot afford to play with anymore. Definitely need 2. Declan Rice being one of them. So seeing as we are talking about Declan Rice, where is the tab? Oh, here we go. Let me get into a Declan Rice. Let us see what was said about Dec. Here we go. We'll use the LFC transfer room, but they're tweeting this in their favor. Now, Matt Law in the London is Blue podcast has come out and said West Ham are preparing to sell Declan Rice for around £70 million. Rice will definitely leave West Ham this summer. There are 2 Premier League clubs ahead of Chelsea at the moment who have made big plays to sign Declan Rice. Shall we have a little guessing game, people, and have a guess who those 2 teams are? I'm going to start. The first team I'm going to mention is obviously Liverpool. That was the big giveaway. Look at the account that has been talking about it. But the second team, for me, I have a sneaky feeling it might be Arsenal, or it might even be Manchester City. One of those two clubs is circling around Declan Rice. £70 million is being made available for. First, let's start off with the price tag, people. What do you think of that price tag? What do you lot think of that price tag? 70 million for Declan Rice. All things considered, 130 M's is what West Ham wanted for him. They played hardball, understandably, because he's the difference between European football and non-European football for West Ham. So they've had to play hardball with this guy. But do you think £70 million is good value for Declan Rice? City don't need him. They have Phillips. That's true. That's true. That's very true. Manchester United have Casemiro, but it's not good for him to be the only one. Facts. Bellingham for that price is for a team that's already built like Real Madrid and Man City. I don't think 3-4-3 is the problem. Although I prefer back four football, I don't necessarily think 3-4-3 is the problem. I think it's the personnel. Alvarez, he's a funny one because I've seen him put in really good performances and I've seen him have stinkers as well. So I don't know what to think about him. Yeah, this is mad. That's mad still. That is mad. Rice is overrated. I think it is the right amount. Didier would be 90 to 100 million if he was bought last summer. I think he's worth it because normally English players are so. Yeah, there is that English tax that is unavoidable. I'll say this, people. You're going to hear a lot of news come out about, oh, Declan Rice. Oh, Chelsea, you better not let this one fumble. Listen to me. I haven't got this on good authority. I'm not in the know. Yeah, nobody has told me anything. Yeah. But what I'll say to you is this whole time you've been chasing him since Frank Lampard has been at the club. There's only one club this guy has ever moved for, has ever spoken about outside of West Ham, and that is Chelsea Football Club. I'm not worried. The only way this move doesn't happen is if we don't make it happen. Champions League football or not Champions League football, this guy is Chelsea through and through and wants to come back home to the club. 100%. That's my belief. It's really up to us whether we want to get him. Now, for 70 million, I think that's a more respectable price tag for Declan Rice. I do. Now, 70 M's is still a lot of money, but you got to consider there's some intangibles that you have to consider. One of them is the English tax, Premier League tax as well, West Ham tax. You get me? West Ham, the last midfielder they sold us, you remember what happened with him? Yeah? Super Frankie, remember what happened with him? Man said Drogba wasn't that good. Bruno, you need to behave yourself, bro. You got to behave yourself, mate. Serious. I don't know what all this talking about. Newcastle might be interested in Declan Rice. Facts. But it doesn't matter. I reckon at this stage, even if a Real Madrid or Barcelona came, he's an exceptional case where he actually wants to play for Chelsea. He does want to play for Chelsea. Yeah, you see, even Simon Phillips, big up Simon Phillips as well, saying that we can even get him without Champions League football. This, for me, would be a step in the right direction. But like I said, it's not enough. We need to sign another CDM. We can't just have Declan running around all week on these ones. We definitely need somebody else to relieve the pressure of Declan Rice. Now, I see some of you think he's a very mid player and he's not at the top level that's required. Personally, I respect your opinion, but I disagree. I think Declan Rice playing around better quality week in, week out, he's going to do a lot better. And remember, he's already got very strong relationships with players at the club. He's an Ex Cobham boy. I think this could be a transfer that works really well and is solving a problem that we need urgently fixed. So I think that would be great. And I think that CDM, it's not going to happen in January. Obviously, it says there in the summer. But I think the CDM is going to take us levels above what we are now. I think it's going to be key, 100%. I'd like to see Declan Rice come to the club. I think he'll do well. I honestly think he'll do well. It's a leader as well, something that we are lacking massively in this Chelsea football team, because as Piliqueta, Fair play to him. Amazing player, amazing legacy. I'm not going to disrespect it, not going to take that away from him because I can't. But in terms of leadership, he is not the best midfield. He's not the best leader out there. He's not. His head drops too much. He's not got that he doesn't galvanize the squad the way he's supposed to. I think we can get him without, yeah, I think so. But Rice don't solve your midfield problem. You need creativity. That's one of the problems that need fixing. Yeah, you're right. It doesn't solve the entire problem, but it solves a huge problem. It solves a huge problem. But yeah, you are right. We do need creativity as well. And I think that's probably why we're looking at your Enzo Fernandez and these type of guys as well. But even with that, it all depends on where we finish on the table. Now, players like Enzo Fernandez, I think, will depend on Champions League football. So we have to see. Would take Lavia over, yeah, all day long. I would like, if we could sign Declan Rice and Romeo Lavia, I would love that. I think those two as CDM options would be definitely, good enough to be competing for things. I think so. ZK thinks Declan Rice is not a leader. I think he's all right. I think he is. He's not going to come into Chelsea and put the armband on straight away if we sign him, but I think he's got leadership quality about him. I just watched Casemiro. Rice is not like him. Facts. Rice and Mount in the same team. They compare him because they have similar roles. Rice and Mount in the same team is going to divide some Chelsea fan. It will. 100% it will. 100%. It's going to divide a lot of the Chelsea fan base. I mean, Mason Mount already divides the fan base. But, seems to be the nature of fans these days, man. There are players that divide fan bases and, fans ride hard for certain players. Other fans don't. Naturally, these are the things that are going to happen. Rice needs to come with the young, player facts. Didier Champions League football. Whoops. Final header. What a bullet. We get proper attackers and Mason Mount playing in midfield as an 8 would help me. I think Mason, right? This is my thing. Let's end this with the Mason Mount talk and his contract. First of all, because I have a feeling, Johnny, you're probably going to be watching this. I never said, get the hell out of my club, get out of my club, or wherever. I never said that. I never said the guy was crap. What I did say is that he is struggling. His form is not at his best. Yeah. And I'm sure the majority of people, from what we've seen from Mason Mount, will agree that this guy is playing nowhere near his best. Right. The 300K that has been quoted. How true that is, I don't know, because so many different outlets are saying different things. But one thing I do know, if you were to ask me, though my opinion holds no weight, my opinion doesn't matter in this contract talk. I'm going to start off with Mason Mount. Does he have a right to ask for 300K a week? Absolutely. Everybody's got a right to ask for what they believe they're worth. And if he believes he can present that to the negotiations and he feels he can get a chance, absolutely. That's the nature of negotiation. I'm not going to sit here and be a hypocrite and say that I wouldn't do the same. Yeah? Because if I asked 69 of you here in the building, 70 of you here in the building, right? Would you take more than what you're worth to work a job? Every single one of you will say yes, right? Now, that's subjective. Whether you think he's worth it or not, that's subjective. I'm not saying either or, right? Now I'm going to give my opinion as to whether I think Declan Rice should be getting 300K a week. My answer is no. It's very simple. I don't think he should be getting 300K a week. He's still very young. He's still got a lot to prove. And I still believe that there can be incentives in the contract that can get him to earn that if he meets certain targets. And I believe that's a model that Todd Bowley is very much a fan of. I don't currently think he's worth 300K a week. If this is to be true, Mason Mount did reject 200K while he's playing the way he's playing. Again, we don't know if the money's too low or the length of the contract is the problem. Those are the two things that seem to be coming up. But 200K for Mason, I think, is about fair. I'm not going to lie. I think that's about fair. And even still, that's a lot of money. It's a lot of money. The argument is he worth as much as Reece James? Now, let's look at the pluses. Mason Mount is there for Chelsea when he's needed, 100%. He is available. He is rarely injured. He gives 100% for Chelsea Football Club. Does he show moments of quality? Absolutely. He doesn't show it enough, in my opinion. Now, that's normal because he's still a young player. He's still developing. He's still got years to go. Now, the money is now it's down to whether Todd Boehly thinks that his ability, whether he'll be able to reach it at Chelsea, is going to be worth that much money. I don't think Mason Mount is on the same level as Reece James. Now, I say this because one, Reece James is a complete elite player, absolutely elite. And I think the majority of people that you ask that watch football, whether they support rivals or not, will tell you Reece James comes in their top 3 in terms of right wing backs on that right side. 100%. When Reece James is injured, you can notice the dramatic dip in performances at Chelsea Football Club. Our season is basically over when he's out of the pitch. It's that level of impact that makes him worth that kind of money. That's the level that I'm talking about. Consistent week in, week out, you're seeing elite world-class performances. Yeah, Reece James has stinkers from him now and again, but who doesn't? But that's definitely what I'm looking out for. For me, Reece James has shown that he's definitely an elite tier player and deserves to be paid. He, for me, he's Chelsea's best player. 100% he is, so he deserves to get paid that. Mason Mount, I need to see more consistency from him. He's played several positions. I get it. He's played several positions. He hasn't been able to show consistency in his favored position. But I still think while the time is coming and we're building the squad, we're addressing these different positions. Let May show us what he's got in that number 8, in that position he loves to play most, and see where we go from there. But to give him 300k a week now for 7 years, I think would be a bit irresponsible because the performances haven't warranted it. And I don't want to hear about Champions League through ball for Kai Havertz and all this. That's cool. That's appreciated. Of course, he did that. We can't take that away from him. But we can't be living off this for the rest of his career. It's dangerous. Living in the past is not good for moving forward all the time. It's not. We need to start winning things now. I'm tired of not winning the Prem. I'm tired of, not consistently being in Champions League. I want those times back. See what I'm saying? I want them times back. So, look, Mason Mount, for me, 200k, absolute max. That's not saying he's a bad player. That's not ripping on man or digging at Mason Mount. It's not saying that. It's saying that there's still a lot of time in his career. Apparently, he loves Chelsea Football Club. If he loves it as much as he says he loves it, then he's going to stay there for the rest of his career. And if that's the case, it's not that Chelsea are going to be hard up of money while he's going to be at Chelsea. There's going to be plenty of it there. He just needs to talk it on the pitch. He needs to be as consistent as Reece James is. He needs to show that quality. And that quality that he'll bring to that team clearly will elevate us if he touches it. Do you know what I mean? Take us up to the next level. But that's my opinion. That's my opinion on Mason Mount. 300k is a lot of money. You get me? It's a lot of money. He wants to be the same as Reece Sterling, but I think that's just like Lallana is not that great. Nah, I'm not going to say that. Pyrex King, no one Twally. Big up, Guni boy. I'm on your clock. You said Mbappe is overrated. Why'd you hate the guy? Stop comparing him to Dembele. And Mount's been poor all season. Damn it. No, I flip here now. All right, mate. Okay, let's start off with Mbappe, right? Mbappe, to me, do I think he's overrated? Yes. Why? But does that mean that he's a bad player? No. Does that mean that he's not a very good player? No. He's still a world-class player, world-class talent, but you can still be world-class and overrated. What I mean by that is this. Mbappe, for me, in the whole spectrum, right? Excellent finisher, excellent positioning, blistering speed. Those are the 3 things for me that make Mbappe what he is, right? Those 3 intangibles. Let's move on to Ousmane Dembele. Rapid, way more technical than Mbappe. Dribbles better than Mbappe. Both feet are stronger than him. Well, I don't know about, but both feet are as strong as each other. Beats a man with his eyes closed consistently. Yeah, can score goals as well. The all-round picture for me, yeah, I'm going to pick him. But in terms of what this man's doing, like in terms of who's the better goal scorer, Mbappe, all day long. Mbappe all day long is a better goal scorer. Movement in that box, Mbappe all day long. So you see where I'm going here. Like, you don't have to agree with me, But there's just like there's things that I look at. I look at the bigger picture. You've got to take everything into account when we're talking who's the better football player. You see what I'm saying? But Mbappe, in terms of what he does, it's invaluable to a team when you've got it designed like that. Do you know what I mean? I just think that Dembele's got a lot more bows to his string and is a lot more flexible from a tactical perspective because of it. So that's why I say that. And Mount's been poor all season. Well, I'm gonna defend Mount a little bit here. Who's been great all season for Chelsea? You know, granted, Thiago Silva's been one of the better performers. Reece James has when he's been fit, but he's not always fit. So, you know what I mean? Who has really been performing for Chelsea? I wouldn't say anybody. I wouldn't say anyone. I wouldn't say anyone. Chelsea needs to have a system rather than just throw wages around. Use it. We're doing that. We're doing that. You know, we've hired well. We seem to be hiring well. This one here, actually, I'm actually happy that I saw that comment. Big up yourself. This one here. This one here. You lot don't realize how important this is. This is massive. Chelsea will unveil Christopher Vivell as new technical director soon. Never in doubt after Joe Shields, Lawrence Stewart, and Paul Winstanley. Chelsea also remain in the process to appoint a new sporting director, but is still not decided, expected to happen in 2023. Why do you think, people, they're waiting until 2023 to get the sporting director? Can I give you a clue? There was one that we was chasing all summer, but he said, I don't want to come back to football. I want to take a year sabbatical. Any guesses? Michael Edwards. Now, I know a lot of you lot are going to say, well, he's been linked with Manchester United. He's going to go to Man United. Wait. Just wait. Just wait. Because I do still think if he's available, I still think we get him ahead of Manchester United. We're putting so much groundwork, and at this point, I don't think Todd Bowley cares how much he's going to have to spend to get him in. So I'm going to keep an eye on that Michael Edwards situation, 1,000%. Also, as well, do not rule out Paul Mitchell. Don't rule out Paul Mitchell. The news on him has gone quiet, but again, that sporting director position does need to be filled. So he could also be a candidate. But this guy here, Christopher Vivell, I have done a lot of research on him. I've done videos prior discussing his role and what he has done previously. I'm excited for him to come to the club. I'm very, very excited. Our future does look bright with this guy. There you go. Michael Edwards. That's the man. That's the man. Danny Olmo's having an excellent tournament, by the way. He's having an excellent tournament. Creatively, he looks exactly like what's needed. But again, I don't want to judge off a couple games in the tournament. Do you know what I mean? But he's been playing well. You won't get Edwards, I'm certain of that. Hey, a Liverpool man came in. Is that no? You can't have him. You can't have my brethren Deck is a Liverpool fan, and he does that all the time. He does it all the time. He just likes to delay the inevitable. But I think whether we'll get him, obviously there's no guarantees in football, but I think we're definitely a strong contender to get him. Chelsea want to make him CEO of football. Edwards would be at Chelsea. Right, there you go. Apparently Real Madrid might put in it. Sell him. Sell that man. When is he leaving? I heard it was January. If it's January, sell this guy. Captain Aspi, I salute you for what you've done for my club, and I love you for it. But sometimes you just have to call it as it is. We should have, one, never gave him a new contract. Two, he is past it. He's past it. Love you, Aspi, but your time at Chelsea's done. Take it and run. Take it and absolutely run. Usain Bolt with it. Are you done with Kai Havertz because some of you lot been bashing the kid? He pisses me off. He pisses me off, but that doesn't mean I hate him. My personal stance is I don't want to disrespect him, but I just don't think it's worked out for him. He's still young. And he's still got years to come, and he can still prove us wrong. But I think he should be going back to the Bundesliga. It's just not worked out for him. I've given him so many chances, but there's some intangibles from him that I'm seeing that are just not going away. Like holding up, his hold up play isn't great. It's nowhere near as good as what he used to be. Loses the ball too easy. His shooting is so inconsistent. It will score a world-class goal, then they'll just P-roll it for the next 3-4 weeks and frustrate you in front of goal. I can't do that. I need some consistency in my life. Thank you for scoring a goal that won us the Champions League, Kai, man. But I could definitely see his future being elsewhere. Bayern Munich are still very interested. Very, very interested. Cesare Casa. This guy has been scoring thunderbolts for fun this week. He got a hat trick again this week, didn't he? Looks like a proper talent. Looks like a serious talent. But people, I didn't even realize the 50 minutes, 45 minutes has gone quickly. I'm going to call it an end because I have to go and pick up the kids. This daddy life, you get me? Yeah, man, an active father every single day with my kids. It's my most precious, important thing in my life. I love them to bits. Yeah, I can't wait to see him. I'm going to give him a big hug and bear hug, squeeze, and give him a big kiss. Yeah, I'm one of them dads. Yeah. You see in public, my kids are going to school. I bail out, bye kids. I love you. You can never be embarrassed of me. Everyone knows I'm your dad. I'm the guy with the English accent. Love you, kids. That's me. I love my babies to bits. I can't wait to see them. I can't wait to see my son. Can't wait to see my daughter. It's that time, people. Thank you all so much for jumping on the live. Apologies that Eunice could not jump on. He definitely sent his apologies to you lot as well. But he did say to let you know he shall be back with us tomorrow. Yeah, the Goon and Yoon collaboration shall happen again tomorrow. But people, them 2 o'clock game coming up next. Do you know what? Let me ask a few questions. Let me ask the people them. Yeah, it's about to be a good game coming up next. Portugal versus Uruguay. Give me some score predictions. Some score predictions, people. I'm actually gonna say, yeah, I'm gonna go 2-2. I think it's gonna be a draw. It's gonna be a good game. I think it's gonna be a good game. 2-2, Portugal versus Uruguay. All right. 3-2 Portugal. Big up yourself. One more prediction and I am going to call it a day. But before I do, smash that subscribe button before you go. Make sure you subscribe to the TikTok as well. All the rest of the social medias are down there. But like I said, I will be posting a lot on TikTok during this competition and probably throughout the rest of the season. So make sure you follow that. And make sure as well, support Mouthsport TV. He's just starting his channel. Would definitely love to have you on my channel or be on mine. We can arrange that, but definitely people them that are here, show the brother some support. He's showing Man Knows Football platform some support, so we do the same back. Go and follow my guy. And to end it, now, in fact, you know what, Henrik, I got to read yours out. 2-1 Portugal from Henrik, 2-0 from Hurad, and to end the stream, 1-1 from Mouthsport TV. And on that note, wherever you are, whatever you're doing, please make sure you stay safe. And 2 things: number 1, up the Chelsea, and number 2, come on, England! Come on, England!